All right. It's your girl, Southern Aphrodite, and I'm back at it again with my A1s from Day Ones, and this is another episode of Coffee Talk with my girl Nina 45 and my girl Babe Two Times. Shout it out, ladies. How you be?
What's happening, y'all? It's your girl Nina 45 back at it again. I just realized something on my way home. I had to put on a pair of guard slippers. I made them believe I walked on water in front of y'all niggas. Keep it going, y'all. All right, back two time. That's the business.
Yes, bay 2 times. Look, you know what? I think I'm coming 4 times this time because you know what? We got some hot topics again for you all. And let's you know what, Jennifer, I'm gonna keep it short. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So tonight's episode is about control. So we're gonna give out some basic conversations about control, controlling relationships, levels and knowing your levels of control for yourself and other people, and then also mental consent. Like certain relationships, like is it controlling to the point where people really aren't supposed to be given the consent? So we're gonna dive right into these topics tonight, ladies, and want your honest opinion as always. So let's start off with controlling relationships. Like a lot of people, especially in the media, like let's say J Lo for instance, J Lo and Ben Affleck. What do you ladies? You ladies know pretty much about J Lo and Ben Affleck and how they're saying that she's kind of controlling the relationship. What's your opinions on controlling in relationships? Bay two times. Why don't you take us to
You know what? I can't speak on their situation, but sometimes I feel like a woman really step in when things are not going how they supposed to. We try to let men um be that man within a relationship, but when things are not going to align and accordingly, or things are starting to turn around, we have to step in. It's not for us to tell the world why we're stepping in or why we're being in control of our relationship. But then two, I feel like men can accept it, so they make it a bigger problem because they feel like, okay, they're less of a man. That's the only thing that's my intake. I mean, if I'm wrong, correct me. But it's never to belittle the man or make the man feel like they're not being the man that they need to be, but we supposed to be as one. So as a woman, why is it not okay for me to step in and get things back under control and be controlling it for a moment? You know what I'm saying? To make sure that everything stays in order and stays according. Because we a queen. We the queen. We like Queen B. We hold things down. We hold things in order. But we like to give our men that opportunity to be that man within a relationship. But sometimes we have to step in. And it shouldn't be a problem when we step in. It shouldn't be everybody's business to speak on, okay, well, hey, I'm being controlling. When at the end of the day, I have a man that's going to always be that man within the relationship. But guess what? I got to make sure that everything stay under control and stay within the best means for us all, for our family. And I'm speaking on that in regards to my situation. I always been that woman to the point I'm not going to let you just fall all the way down before I speak up and say something or step in. And me stepping in, if you don't understand it, I mean we're not compatible to me. We're not on the same page because I don't feel like you should be offensive or feel some type of way when I'm trying to step in and make sure that we stay afloat and things don't fall down and we need help, or we in a what you call it, a crunch, or a hold, you know. Um Control can be, looked at in different ways though. If it's controlled to the point, like if it's violent or it's getting, too aggressive in a different way, now that's different. I'm not going to be controlling in a way that it's getting violent or it's putting us in a way to, or putting us in a position that we're harming each other, or it's putting us in a position to that is affecting us both. I like to keep things balanced, you know. So I can say I may be one of those controlling ones too, because I don't like things to fall down. I like things to be always be in order. But I do
that?
like my man to be that man and hold it down for us. But when I see fit for me to step in, I want to step in before it get out of hand.
Now
And don't take that personal.
that's interesting. You said that beta times, and like I'm gonna commend you on that to the point that you do recognize where you possibly can be overly controlling in certain situations. Because like when you just said you don't know if you are the controlling one in the relationship. And that's deep because like a lot of times people when you hear controlling relationships, people instantaneously go into oh the men are being controlling to the female or the men are more abusive to the point where they just don't let her do that. But sometimes women can be controlling. Like the female party of the relationship can be the ones that are extremely controlling. And I don't that's like a scary topic for me because like I always classify myself as an alpha female. So I do know that I'm very opinionated, like you, babe. Sometimes I know you say you can be opinionated in certain areas, and I'm not trying to be controlling in relationships, but sometimes I feel like I may come off as controlling, and then I
But
have to
why is
step
that a
back and
problem? Why do that becomes a problem?
because like I feel like a relationship should be equal. And not like you should have communication where you're on equal levels, where you can communicate your emotions and communicate your feelings, and your spouse should be able to do the same. And a lot of times in relationship controlling relationships, in my definition of it, is like you're unable to communicate yourself emotionally to people. And then it's you're just living in a relationship where you're trying to be appeasing to the opposite person. What about you, Nina 45? What's your take on this one? How do you feel?
Okay, ladies, I was taking a little notes. I'm gonna get better at this thing. I'm trying to get me and God on the same page, y'all. Hold on, let me put that down. All right, so y'all know I'm with it. So first of all, I want to say, Bay 2 times was on something when she said, "I need y'all men not to be offended when we begin to show you who we are. We can tell you all day, but when things happen, situations come about in life, will life on you, y'all. Life will life on you. So when life is on you, and you're a man." And we know it gets too heavy, baby. Give it to me. That's what you got me for. That's why I am the backbone. If I can't hold that, you might need to go find you another bra. So when men get offended, I have been called the alpha. I've been called the boss hog. I've been called the nigga himself. Some men, I can't believe that. But what I can say, I don't answer to none of them, so I don't worry about none of that. But what I can say is I know who I am. I know my worth and I know my value. Now, I'm going to be quiet in the sense because I must remember sometimes I have to physically tell myself this. Allow that man to be a man.
Mm.
But that man needs to remember how to be one because a man going to respect that woman. A man gonna love that woman. And my thing is, what I've been on lately is, if you say you love me, how in the fuck do you keep doing shit to hurt me? But you want me to bow down to you because you say you the man because God gave you a penis, not a vagina. Make that make sense to me. Jesus said all these niggas are a lawn chair ass niggas. All they do is fold. When you put a man in a situation to be a man and show me who you are, do that. Because the first time you don't, and I gotta put my Timberlands on, and I gotta put my cargo pants on, and I gotta put that white beat on, I'ma show you how to be one. But that's just who I am. But when you being a man, for me, to me, and you just being who you supposed to be, I ain't got no choice but to lay down because I'm gonna give you that. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't want to be in a relationship where I have to wear the pants all the time. Hell, I want to be in my soft girl era. Where is that? Can somebody point me in the direction
I
of it because
agree.
I might not
Amen.
be walking in it.
Amen.
So let me ask you this, Nina 45, and I love this. I love this. And now I'm taking notes. But you said if you allow or you to be the woman and he step up to be the man, you have no choice but to lay down. So do you think that when a woman becomes submissive, then is that like a sign of controlling or is it a sign of respect? Like clarify that for me because I'm like, wait a minute now. Like
For me, when
mm-hmm.
I submit to you, I need you to do me one thing. I need you to take me out of survival mode. When you do that, I'm going to lay all the way down. It's going to come naturally. I tell men all the time, or I tell a man all the
You're
time,
right about that. It don't
if
happen
you
unless
are
you
who you
feeling
say
it.
you are, a
Mhm.
lion don't got to go in the jungle and prove to the rest of the people in
And
the
you
jungle
shouldn't have
he's a
to.
lion. When he walk in there, you going to see who he is. It's going to
Yeah.
flow with him.
And you
You
shouldn't have
shouldn't
to
Okay.
have
make
to look for
yourself
something
be
that's
submissive.
already there. What you
Yeah.
looking for?
Bay two
If you're
times
making
you have to make yourself to do what?
Yeah, if you're making yourself be submissive, that means something not right on the other end because we're trying to make ourselves do something that is not aligning. When things are not in order, me and think, okay, well, hey, you're just gonna lay down. Okay, we should be doing this, but what about the other things? What about the things that comes with it that make you even want to, or you know what I'm saying, want to be submissive to to your mate? Like if things not in order, what makes you think a person want to be submissive and you're not, and things are not in order? You get what I'm saying? A man say then too, okay, well, you're not giving me this or not giving me that. What are you giving me?
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's true. And because I have I've heard men say, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? You know how men feel like, most men make more money than women. I don't care what, that's an ongoing debate right now. And on with the Monique and 50 Cent, everybody in the Empire, all of that. Shout out to everybody on that. An ongoing debate. But they seem that, a man is natural. That a man is a man. You know what I'm saying? Natural. They say, oh, y'all ever heard that song Southern Man? If y'all ain't heard that, play that. Baby, when I tell you, you gonna understand. But now, you gotta understand, you're gonna get them fake people that's gonna come in and show you that they are, you're gonna think that that's who they are. But when it's time to fall on that man, they ain't gonna be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna run back.
So let's speak on that. Now, it's not just more so when you fall, a person, when a man fall, we're going to be like this here and belittle them or, treat them differently. It's okay to fall. But, when you fall too, at some point, when are you going to get up? You know what I'm saying? A man supposed to be that one that heart go get it regardless. And a woman should be that one that don't have to go get it. Because when we go get it, oh, it's miscrewed, or you out here doing something, or you out here sleeping around when you go get it. Or you out here doing something that, you know what I'm saying, that a person not happy with because you out here going to get it because they not going to get it. But by all means, we just doing what we gotta do to protect our family and make sure our family stay afloat.
And that is what they'll be all right with the idea, with the conversation. But when the action starts to take place and you start to make those big girl moves, that's when you become what do they call it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You all of that. You matter of fact, they say you in a space. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to allow whatever is going on to fall? Because I always believe, and I don't know where I got this from, because I'm trying to remember in my family, like where can I pull this from? But this is what I've always believed, that no matter what your man do, you both do it too. Does that make sense? It don't make sense, but that's what I was saying.
Well, I
It
don't
made
agree to
sense
that.
then. And I'm not saying it like, okay, do what he
Okay.
do. If he can get $1 million, I can get two. Let me say that.
Okay,
If he
yes,
can
and it's
have
going
an
more part.
ideal, I can, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not
That's
gonna
what I
go
mean.
out here and be a hoe if a man go out here and be a hoe. So it just depends on what we're in regards to. Because guess what? I'm not gonna play tit for tat. I'm just gonna do better.
Yeah, that's logically thinking. But you got to understand, this is the world today. And look at the world today. Tit for tat happens every day. It
You're right
happens
about
every
that.
day. It
You're right
happens
about that.
every day. That is
But it take a
logically
real
thinking.
woman to you gotta hold it down. You gotta
Yeah, you
not,
do have to
let
hold
that
it
get
down.
to
But then
you and go there.
there comes those times, babe, 2 times that when you get the opportunity to swing, by God, you gonna swing. And you gonna swing with all you got,
But
because you
then
done
check
took
this out.
all you can take.
Check
Well,
this out
guys,
though. But
we
it's
got a
still not
comment.
going tit for tat. Oh, I'm sorry.
We got a comment from one of our viewers, and they said, Brother Moses said, we have to have respect for each other, be forgiven for each other's shortcomings, and most definitely communicate and encourage each other's role and each other's role.
I agree. That was a good one. I agree.
Oh yeah, that's for
I
sure.
agree.
You got to be able to be that. You know what I'm saying? If you on the man side of the prison, I'm on the woman side of the prison, and I'm yelling at you through the fence when we going back to eat type shit. I don't know if I want to say Jay-Z and Beyonce, but I am. I don't want to say Drake and Kevin, but I'm me and you, god doggone. That's what we are.
Well,
I
I
just
can
want
definitely.
to categorize it as not being a tit for tat thing. It's because it's out of what you wanted, what you going by, what's your what would I say? What's your title of it? Like what not even a title. What's the word for it? What's your goal? At the end of the day, you may be getting back, but don't consider that get back as a tit for tat. Consider it as you
Yeah,
doing better and you moving forward and you doing better and you're getting better for yourself. You're growing.
yeah,
You're
yes.
healing. You
Yes, you
know,
don't want to make
that-
that tit for tat your everyday
yes,
thought. You don't want to
yes.
make that your creation. So that's
But
why I say you can get that one time. And I do agree with that. But like I said, everybody hurts, heals, grieves differently. Oh, it is crazy, baby.
wait a minute. Let's take this back for a second before we get all into this healing and all this good stuff, because it's tit for tat. Because they 2 times touched me on this one. there are certain men out there that does do everything tick for tat. I did this, you should do this. And then there's certain men out there that their tick tends to last longer, where they want to have you tat 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 tat. So like it's like a broken record. Like, do y'all consider those men, like, are they being manipulative to the point where they're trying to control us into, or people, or even females, if they're the ones that are doing it, where they're trying to control their spouses into doing what they want them to do and being that like puppeteer in that
Yes,
situation?
everything is a
Or
mind thing.
is a mind
You in
thing?
control. You're in control. We got to remind ourselves sometimes. Sometimes things to try to get the best of you, but you got to remain in control. Don't let the situation control you. When you realize that you're not gonna let the situation control you, it makes you even stronger. 'Cause guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna think about your actions before you react. So that
Right.
Yeah,
makes it not tit
that's
for
when you
tat.
done heal. Back to time,
No,
that's
I'm
when
not
you done
healed yet.
heal.
I'm not healed yet, but I guess what? I'm still not going tit for tat. I'm not healed right now. I'm very broken. And I'm not ashamed to admit I'm a very broken person because I'm just getting out of a broken situation. But I'm still not gonna do tit for tat because my mind telling me at the end of the day, I'm in control. A person that can control me based on what they're doing, I'm gonna react based on what they want me to do, based on what they're doing to me. I'm in control of this ride. I'm
Yeah,
controlling this car.
that's when you're completed with what you that's when what you know is what you know. Like I said, in this reality, it take people a long time. It took me a long time to learn that. Cause when you killed
Like you
my
said,
dog, I killed
everybody
your
is
cat.
different.
I think
You know what I'm saying?
I'm 39, knocking 40, and I don't even think I'm learning that completely. I'm
Right. You know, it takes
safe to times 100% where I can openly admit that I'm broken. I can
Yeah.
openly admit that there's things or parts of me that I need to work on, and that sometimes I do fall prey to controlling situations where I
But
feel
don't
like I
worry.
can trust an individual and them trying to lead me in certain pathways. I feel like, oh yeah, they're doing it because they love me, or this is going to be the best benefit for us. So the fact that Babe Two Times saying, I know I'm broken and I know I'm working on this, and you, Nina 45, saying it takes people ages to realize that, I can honestly contest to the fact that I am within those ages and I'm still working on me. I'm
yeah,
still
you know.
trying to
But check
figure
this
out.
out. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that sometimes you may not go tit for tat. I
Mm-hmm.
may go tit for tat, and I don't know I'm going tit for tat. You get what I'm saying? That's going to happen. But knowing your control point, you're still in control. So every situation is going to be tit for tat. But guess what? You may have been tit for tat with that last situation, but then the next situation, guess what? You thought about it. Oh, I ain't going that route with you again. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Because you're going to go tit for tat, and you're not even knowing you're going tit for tat. Get what? You indulging in it. You indulging in it, going tit for tat. Because you still got to get your point across. You still got to show a person. But guess what? At the end of the day, when you know and you in control, your outcome continue to change and it get better and it get better and it get better. Cause guess what? You're realizing, oh, I'm not gonna react this way. This what this person want. You're not gonna give them what they want every time. You're not gonna let a person continue to get you out of character when you know the person that you are. You're not gonna make me be a person that I'm not.
Well,
That's
that
what I
doesn't
mean by
sound like
that.
a controlling situation. That just sounds like a situation that has, I heard your guy say when a man show you a flaw the first time, it really exists. So that means this is a repetitive motion. And I'm gonna say we all fall victim to it. Oh, he did that because they did that because she did that because no, they did that because that's what they wanted to do time and time again. So that's not just a controlling situation because some people will mix a controlling. I'm not sure if I'm so Jennifer. I have a question. Southern. I have a question. I'm sorry. Would a narcissist situation and a controlling situation be the same situations? Or would that be two totally different situations?
I would say it's the same because
It's the same thing.
narcissistic
Because
people
narcissist people,
tend
that's
to
you're gonna get this type of energy.
they're very controlling. That's their
Mhm.
whole mindset is to control. So
Yep.
when you meet somebody that's narcissistic, and then some of them don't even realize they're controlling because it's like a mental health thing for them. So yeah.
Come on, y'all, give us some feedback so we can elaborate. Give us some feedback.
Oh,
Well,
so I met somebody before that said that they met J-Lo. Let's go back to that real quick. And they said that when you said that they say, the relationship with her, is it Ben Affleck? where she is like a controlling person. I literally heard somebody say that that's just her personality. She has a very strong, I don't even know when her birthday is because I'm not into the zodiac signs and nothing like that. But they say like in her dressing room, you got to have a certain amount of pineapples and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally
Diva
told me
mode.
that.
That's diva mode. But yeah, like so she's very or has come off to the media or fan base people that she's very controlling with Ben Affleck because she is older than him, and that she pretty much treats him like a child, like she dictates their relationship. Um, that she oh Lord Jesus, oh she's a Virgo too. No, no, she's a Leo. She's a Leo.
Oh, that's why she act like that. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Yeah.
July 24th. But yeah, like she dictates their relationship. But then there's been rumors in the past that she did it with A Rod and Mark Anthony, and the only person she didn't do it was Diddy.
I'm about to say, well, P Diddy, because he probably went upside her head a few times. Oh Lord, I didn't say that on this mic. Forgive it.
I mean, but like you said, that's her nature. Like that's how she feels. She may be a very narcissistic female to the point where she has to have control, or maybe she feels like if she don't have control, then she doesn't have control of herself. Maybe that's something her self realization.
I have a personal question for you.
Go for it. For me?
Yes, for me. For you, for me. So you know me, and I'm gonna go to you, Bay, 2 times as well. Do y'all think I'm a controlling / narcissistic person?
I do not think you're narcissistic, but I do know that you demand control. Like I don't think it's to the point where you want to control other people, but I do think that your control is more so of a comfort for you so that you don't feel like you're losing control of yourself. Like you have to have set boundaries when it comes to certain things, and there's no discussion for otherwise.
I agree. I would say you're only controlling when needed to be.
Right.
Because I say you let a person take control, and a person has had control, and it became what do I say?
Oh, I just felt that in my soul, y'all. They 2 times experienced something with me. Ain't nobody ever experienced with. Oh my God, I felt that
Yes.
in my
So, and
soul,
to kind of say
y'all.
in so many words.
Oh
So
my God. But God.
look at you. Let me look. I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out the right way.
Woo-hoo! I felt that in my soul. That woman there, y'all. That woman there. Oh, I love, babe. Y'all gotta know how I'm coming behind her. Oh, I love her. Okay, go ahead, babe. I felt that was so. I did. Ooh.
But when it's a need and you need to step up because you're not gonna let nobody take control of you completely and what would I say manipulate you. You're not gonna do that. It's boundaries. It's to a certain extent. You gave that person or give people the utmost respect to do so, but then you gotta make sure that don't go overboard. When you go overboard, and I'm gonna show you.
I'm sorry. I love y'all. I needed that because I am a Leo, and people tell me I'm very powerful with where I walk in. Like that's why I feel like y'all know I work for myself. I have to in my mind. Y'all know me. I know what I am. Like I love y'all. Thank y'all.
And what about me? What would y'all say?
Oh my God. To me, there is. I like when I don't understand how people could do anything to you. The sweetest
Really?
soul. Yes. Like if Bay 2 times has beef with somebody, me being me, I don't even care where I don't like you. I'm oops up, drop the ID. I am on the way, so right then.
Oh my God, I just thought of that. Like right before air, I said, wait a minute, do I need to book a flight? Girl, I'm
You know
like,
what today? I got a little emotional today, and I think it's gonna bring out the emotional side of me again because I know these things, and I tend to question myself and my loyalty and my actions, and I tend to blame myself or like, is it me? Is it something within myself? And I
Ooh.
can't let a person's actions make me blame myself.
Right.
And that made me emotional today because I tend to think like, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong, and because we're not perfect. So it made me sit down and think, okay, what am I doing wrong? Help me with that. God, help me with that. Am I being too controlling? Back to the conversation, not to get too much off topic. But am I being too controlling because I want the best for us both? Am I wrong for wanting the best for us both? Am I wrong for stepping in when I see things are not going aligned like they should be? Am I being too controlling because of that? Because I want the best for us? So it's more so I had to step back and say, okay, hey, I gotta understand. I'm not gonna blame myself again. I'm not gonna continue to blame myself for somebody else's wrongdoings. I just gotta remove myself from a situation that's not aligned anymore, and it's not aligning with my growth and where I'm trying to go. And that's the hard part sometimes because guess what? We tend to let things control us because we're so tied in, we're so linked in, and we think we can't go without because you've been so tied in for so long and anything can be undone.
Mm.
You got to ask
Oh,
God and pray to God and ask God to help you get through it.
oh my
You
God.
gotta heal. You gotta heal yourself first and heal your the trauma bond that you all are building because that's what it is, a trauma bond. It's no more of a love effect anymore. It's trauma. And recognizing
Preach
that
it,
is
babe.
really big. I know. Recognizing that is really big and sometimes it takes time, but I realized that I went in a situation within a trauma bond, and that's why I'm getting trauma now. Anything is good when you first started. Anything is oh so awesome when you first started. It's like, oh, this the best. Oh, this what I want when you first started. But then too, within the midst of the situation, you figure out and realize the person they were before that they was working on, that comes out because it's triggered again. So when it's triggered again, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get the real them.
It's true.
Now I'm
That's
not
true.
gonna
And
preach too much because I'll be going in, but I'm gonna leave it at
no,
that.
No, baby,
I'm
we free. So oh, baby, but God, I need to. What you got to say, Miss Southern? We gonna go ahead and let you speak. I need to know if we got the time for me to speak because I got a word for. Amen.
that's one thing I love about this panel because like we're so real, we're so raw. We allow people into like our everyday lives, what's personal, and basically times like you couldn't have brought that up at a perfect time because like that's pretty much leading into our next topic, a conversation. Like I know we talking about controlling relationships, but the biggest part of the control is knowing your level of control. Like what levels of control you have, what levels of control your spouse have, and felt that what you were saying it was like really emotional, really raw. And girl, you almost brought me to tears. I'm about to pull up, telling Nina 45 ain't nothing to it for me to do it. Delta fly everywhere. So
Oh, look,
don't
I
make me
already
go over
know.
like, oh my God. So yeah, like that was deep and I appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure like our viewers will too. Nina 45, you said you had something to weigh in on the topic or what
Yes,
state of the
please,
Go
please,
for it.
yes. So I just want to speak to Bay 2 times for a second and Southern because we all needed to heal. But see, I'm gonna let y'all know something. I'm at a point where, oh, y'all know I've been going through a lot for a long time. I can gladly, honestly stand 10 toes down and say, but God, the storm is over. Oh, that felt good to say.
Amen.
Bay 2 times, sometimes you have to remember the tree of life. The tree, you're gonna have your branches, your leaves, and your roots. Put every person in your life that you meet. If I'm talking about besides the ones you birthed, and sometimes you got to put them on that tree too. Now, no, I'm just kidding. I love my baby. But you put them on that tree of life, and that's where you understand that, everybody ain't going to be able to be a root that's going to stand with you through it all. Sometimes you're going to have those people that's going to be those branches where they're going to be strong in the end. Oh my God. I mean, the beginning. Oh my God, they got it. But when you step out on them toward the end, it's going to get too heavy for them. They're going to break. And it's just naturally who they are. We begin to outgrow people. Then you just got those leaves, those people that just gradually fly by as needed. Sometimes it's not us.
Come on with it.
You put people in a situation where I have been in a situation where I looked in the mirror and questioned, what is wrong with me? Oh my God, I didn't understand no more. I was lost. And now when I say, I'm going to show you. I've been through too much hell and high water to go back to something I had to pray my way out of.
Well, I confirmed it for you. Don't blame yourself. It takes two.
Everything is necessary
It takes
because
two.
sometimes you have to understand that every situation you meet is necessary to your next step. And sometimes I even told God I give them a seat at the table again because of who I am, because of who you are to me, Lord. But then it'll also show you that ain't what it is, or He's gonna show you this is what that person was going through. But I quote and unquote again, when a man show you a flaw the first time, that's who they really are. We begin to outgrow people. NBA Youngboy said it, and I gotta go to what? Y'all better say it. Grave Digger Mountain. Send me, please. Invite me to Grave Digger Mountain. He said sometimes, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all run the country. I got bigger dreams. Sometimes we just have bigger dreams, and that sometimes, like I said, because of that tree of life, it's just who they are naturally. It's nothing wrong with us. And there's really nothing wrong with them. There has to be
advice
and bad people in the world.
I have a word of advice to all the women in the world, all our beautiful queens. When you're going in a situation and a person is already broken, just know that you're gonna get you're gonna experience the broken side of them within the relationship. So be prepared. Two, a broken person, sometimes when you're going in a relationship and you're telling a person about your past can be a bad thing. So watch what you say. Let that be the past and don't go in your new relationship speaking on what you went through, because you're only letting the person know how they can hurt you and break you again. Let the past be the past. Let me say it again. Let the past be the past. It's okay to go in a relationship. Let them know, guess what? You just moved on. You just move forward. You don't have to break anything down, because you don't want to be hurt that way again. The person knowing what hurt you, they're going to try to hurt you again when you go through a situation. You have a misunderstanding, disagreement. They will use that against you again and try to hurt you and break you again. Let your past be the past and don't speak on your past with your new person. Let your new person know the new you, the healed you, and the best of you. For real.
Amen.
Okay.
I love it.
I agree with both of y'all are saying, but I would like to say, well, based on what you just said, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with it. But at the same token, I feel like I want somebody to know my past. I want
No,
somebody
it's a bad thing.
I came
I
from.
experienced this more than one time.
And then my new thing too, right now, what I'm going through is, and this is me, my next relationship, I want someone to pray for me and with me. And most people don't get that. They're like, "Oh, I pray for you every night," and I'm like, and I think I've said this before. And I'm like, that's not the same thing. Like, I want someone to pray for me. Like, when you go to bed at night and you say your prayers, there are certain things that you pray about, that you ask God for, and you may not even know what you're asking God for, but you like, Father God, I need this. I want this. I want to be that definition of what this man is praying for in life. And I also want to be that person where he can get on his knees and pray with me. So if my past is that filled with heartbreak and distrust and all of these things, control, I want to be able to tell him this, because I feel like
But you're building a trauma bond. Just think about it. It's trauma. A person loving you and confiding in you all.
I feel like my strongest moments are built off the foundations of my weakest. Like, I don't want to build off new foundations. I don't want to build off lessons that I haven't learned, because I feel like those lessons that I've learned in the past is only going to make me stronger for the future.
But you deal with that alone. I'm not saying that. You deal with that alone, not with your partner. You don't want to go to another relationship dwelling on your past and what your past did and trying to help they want that person to help you heal that. That's what the bad thing. It's a trauma bond.
I don't look for my partner to help me heal in that aspect, but I don't want that to be something that I don't share. Am I making sense? Like, I don't want
that make a lot of sense.
I don't want him to be my band-aid. I don't want him to be my lifeline as far as I need you to get over this. I don't want that at all. Like, I'm back 2 times. You and I had just said, I just spoke on this. Like, whenever I'm hurt, I retract. because I have to
But what
feel.
I'm saying is, and not to cut you off, not to go in a relationship starting to go in a relationship that way. Not saying it shouldn't be said within a relationship. You're just not going in your relationship starting that because guess what that builds? A trauma bond to begin with. It's okay to open up to your partner and let them know what you experience over time, but going in the situation and explain, okay, dang, I just went through this. That's a trauma bond that you're building to start
Well,
with. You
that's
don't
why
want to
you don't
begin
move
your
on
relationship off
until
that.
you're healed, y'all.
But it still
That's when
comes up.
That's
Just think about it.
that's
It still come up.
I mean, it come up. No, that's when you outside down the driveway. When I get parked at
Gotcha.
the house, that's when
Gotcha.
we healed.
Gotcha.
That's what she's saying. It's kind of like what I'm saying. Like I told y'all, babe, I'm show you. I'm down the driveway.
I
Take
get
me
what both
to
of y'all
Baby
saying.
Ruth.
Faith sometimes is saying don't bring your negativity in something that's positive. Don't
To
Yeah,
start
don't
with.
don't
Later
yeah.
on, yeah, but you can mention it. I'm not saying I'm gonna go in a relationship and you ain't gonna know nothing about my past. Not saying that. But I don't want to start a relationship telling you about my past and this how we build a bond. No.
exactly. Nah, that's why you gotta be
Because
healed.
he's sympathetic that you had an
Exactly.
old dude that used to stay with you.
Exactly.
Okay, I get
Exactly.
you on
I
that
want
one.
my partner to know, but not to start. We're not gonna go in my relationship talking about my past. No, we're not gonna do
Right.
that.
And then you're right. Some men take that weakness and harvest it to the point where
Yes.
they know they can.
Yes.
That's a nerve
Yes.
they
That's
can
what I'm
push.
getting to. You hitting it. Come on with it. Come on. I'm ready.
I get you on that one. But I'm
I'm
like
with you.
100% where I'm like, I feel like my next partner won't do that to me. Or I'm not going to allow any person to do that to me unless I know for sure that they're the person that God has given me. So that's where I'm at in life right now. So I 100% agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, I agree
I,
with you all too. I want them to know, but then I don't want to start the relationship with them. Okay, this how we're gonna build on based off me telling you what I experienced. It's gonna be our start. No, I want to know about you. Let's know about the healing me, the healing part of me, or the healed me, whatever, whichever one it may be, and then maybe you can know about my past later. Let's not start our relationship based off what I just experienced. No, we don't want to do that.
right. All right, so next, running into the next topic of discussion is mentally able to consent. So we're talking about control, and one of these topics are like, do you feel like people are so controlling where they force you into things that you don't really feel like you have 100% like control of consenting to? And that can go from anything, from any age group to any sexuality. Like, do you feel like sometimes how do you feel about people that are in relationships and they're just going with the flow because they feel like they have to? Let's talk about that one. Let's put it that
I would say I'm a victim. Mhm. I've been a victim of that, not only one time, but when it's, when you this person of a very forgiving person and a more so a person that, when you love and you're so loyal to what you have and your relationship or whatever it is, it makes you well, I ain't gonna say it makes you, it's sometimes bound to happen. Because when you love, that love is very strong and you tend to deal with a lot and accept a lot. So it's like what was your what you say as far as in being in consent? What you saying about the consent part? Like if you consent to do it, what was your about the consent part? Could you repeat that for me?
because sometimes like you feel like in relationships you don't really have that mental consent to do things. You feel like you just go with the flow because you feel like you have to.
Right.
For example, like narcissistic people tend to play on emotions a lot of time, and you get so emotionally involved where you're just saying yes because you're afraid of the heartbreak or disappointment to certain people, where mentally it may be wrong to say it, but you still do it anyway.
Right. They come along with too. We tend to put other people's emotions and their problems before your own. You tend to cater to their needs and wants to make them happy. Well, what about yourself? What about making self happy first? What about catering to self first? And I lack that. I started lacking that, and I always been a big person on self. Oh, let me do for me first. And it can go further than a relationship. It can be even family. We tend to sometimes cater to everyone else's needs and wants, but what about yourself? What did you do for yourself first? You want to make everybody else happy, but what about self? You can't be your best self to other people if you're not being the best self to yourself, if that makes sense.
True that.
So
True
it's
that.
more so like it's like the loyalty that you have. You know, we have a pure. Some people have a more of a pure heart. Your heart is so pure. You know, so you tend to your loyalty and your love is so different to the point that people will misconstrue that and misuse that and use it against you because they know, okay, well, hey, you're not going to tell me no, you're not going to let me fall, you're not going to let this happen to me. They know you're going to always pick them up, but at the same time, that's handicapping them. It's not making them better. And I think I've been a victim of handicapping a person and not making them better because I always want to see them happy. And guess what I tend to do? Do everything.
Well,
That's true.
yeah, that is true. I agree.
What about you, Nina? Like, how do you feel about the situation? Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you didn't have the mental control, even though you knew something wasn't right, you knew it wasn't the appropriate thing to do, like you knew I had to get away from this, but yet still you did it anyway because you were more concerned about that other person's emotions?
Well, let me just say that kind of goes back to the submissive part of a relationship. You know, learning how to submit, that goes with any relationship. You know, where in the relationship and situation is, where are you in that situation? Learning, I'm in that stage of being here, learning how to submit, because being a Leo or being a person that, like, back 2 times stated, you want to, like, I'm looking out for myself and this and this, but then sometimes you just need to lay low and play slow. I'm learning that, let it just, if show, let them figure it out. Lay low and play slow. That's in every, like a lot of situations, if that makes sense to y'all.
Yes,
For
it
me,
does.
it just goes back to the submissive thing. Sometimes we need to really, when I see, sometimes I'm learning this, like I said, I'm healed. So I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna teach y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all what I know. I'm show you, man. I'm gonna show you. But that just goes back to, like I said, sometimes we just need to sat down, and
That's
then
my downfall.
it'll play out itself. You
Yeah.
wouldn't have to, it's simple. You wouldn't have to feel the way you feel if you allow that person to show you who they really are. They're gonna
I'm
eliminate
learning.
themselves.
I needed that. I'm learning that. I think I'm just
You
so
know,
protective of everything that's a part of me. It can be anything. Like y'all, I'm so protective of y'all. Y'all don't even know how protective I am. If you was in my body or my mind, you'd be like, man, like you feel this way. That's me. I'm so protective of anything that's attached to me. And my
you know,
protection and how I feel for us and protecting what's around me tends to make a person feel as if it's more, it make go back to the controlling part. But
mhm.
not that I'm trying to control what you're doing. I want the best for you. So I'm protective. I want to make sure you don't fall. I want to make sure you don't miss. So that tends to be, oh, if you're trying to control a person, I'm trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to control your life. No,
Well,
I'm just a
let
very
me say
protective
this.
person.
Well, let me say this. The first, like I said, I'm here. I'm healed, and I'm in the submissive, learning how to submit. But the first thing you do to learn how to rightfully submit, and he gonna let you submit it in every way, and he gonna help you learn how to submit in every situation. When you learn how to do this one thing first, when you can submit to God and allow God to use you, and you tell God, I submit to you, and allow Him to use you in any situation, submissiveness is gonna happen. But you are still a powerful person. Don't think that that's just gonna go away. It's just gonna be able. You're gonna learn how to shut up sometimes, sat down sometimes, lay low and play slow sometimes, and it's gonna
Help
play
me
out.
with it. Could you help me? I need help because I
I
can't.
sure
I'm
will.
like, it's like I always got something to say.
Oh,
Could you
oh
give
yeah.
me an
Yes. Okay. I know. And
example?
then baby, yes. Shut. Sometimes you're gonna have to
I need
eat
help
it
with that.
up.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just gotta shut up.
you're
I'm
right.
learning this. This southern, you sometimes you just gotta. I don't care if baby. Y'all know I can make 2 + 2 = 7. Y'all know I can put some things together. Y'all know I'm gonna go through the comments. I'm gonna see who that person know. I'm gonna go to that bro. I'm gonna get that
Mhm.
address and pull up on that person's house and see who they know, and then I'm gonna take pictures and send it to y'all. Baby, sometimes you just gotta
Call
shut
me
up.
that overprotectively, that overprotective parent that like, okay, dang, like mom, like chill out. Who this is? Let's see what her comment
I
is.
know we answered this one. It just popped up for
Oh,
show.
okay, gotcha.
Good deed, good deed. So yeah, y'all, let's jump into the room temperature of the day, and ease our way on out this topic in the last 15 minutes or ease our way back into the topic. So the room temperature of the day, Nina 45, what we got?
Well, since we're talking about controlling, I don't know if I know Southern knows about the famous TikTok couple, Miss Charles and Netta. No,
Give
I
us
said
a
Miss Charles,
background on
Miss Netta and Charles. Y'all know. I sometimes I say, what y'all know about the couple?
I know, I definitely know.
Base 2 times. What about you?
No, I'm lost. I'm
Oh
so
my
not on social
goodness, I
media.
knew it. So
Yeah, I'm more
we
so
have to
not
kind
into
of
social media.
fill you in. We're just gonna chat about that situation. So at first, there's this couple. Can we get some images of them, please? Or
I'm
no?
working. Mm-hmm.
You working?
I got you, boo. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to remind you, but there's this famous TikTok couple. I watch them. They're entertaining, but sometimes right now the rumors are saying that she's a narcissist. They were saying that he was being held captive against his own will, but that's the couple back 2 times, and she's famous for saying, "Charles, your lunch is ready." Shout out to Miss Netta.
So I seen
Oh,
people posting that, but I didn't know what it was. People
yes,
like they be making a joke about it. Got it.
yes. So, I just wanted to see, babe, is you can't indulge with the conversation. So, Southern, what are your takes, and how do you feel about this relationship? Because I know I feel that they're saying now that these are all just skits. They're saying now that he has a girlfriend, baby mama, something, a white lady with a baby. They're saying that they just making money on TikTok. So I don't know what's true. Maybe if it's interesting, y'all, we'll get back into it next week. But this couple, or maybe y'all could just look it up on TikTok. Like I said, they are TikTok famous. You type in Miss Netta and Charles, and they're gonna have a whole situation. I'm gonna shout them out. I'm gonna give them
So they in a relationship.
So
yes, according to the skits, right, Southern?
This guy and this guy.
yes, this guy and this lady, yes. She is a
That's a
trans
man, ain't it? Okay.
a trans female. Um, but from the TikTok standpoint, she was like, past relationships that didn't work out. People didn't respect her and her decisions to be who she is. And then all of a sudden she meets a younger guy and she starts to show him the benefits of having an elderly or older spouse that takes pride in being submissive, supposedly, quote unquote, to her man. Now, me personally,
Mhm.
I felt before the other stories came out that he was more so using Miss Netta. I didn't think that Miss Netta was using Charles for fame. I didn't think that. I don't know why. I guess because mentally, I'm thinking here she is stable in her career. She has a job. We're in her local town. She makes her own money. She has her own house.
She
She's
just cooked on the shade room. She cooked for the shade room. Like they say, her food be bam and jamming.
well,
Yeah, I gotta check her out.
that's her main job, but she is a good cook. And then I felt like he was using her because she gave him a place to stay. Because at one, like when the story first came out, you know how they said don't nobody want your spam until you make a burger out of it. Well, to me, Charles was spam, and Miss Netta
Mm,
was making a burger. So I feel like he
mm.
was definitely using her in that standpoint. And then more people started to comment and start to say that Miss Netta was using him because he was, young and didn't know what he was getting himself into, and he felt like he needed to do the things that she wanted him to do. And because there's even a rumor that they got married.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They recently did. And then look, she got a BBL and he got the etch where they etched the 6 pack, maybe. I think, or he got lipo or something like that.
Yeah, so like they were saying
Wow.
that she was using him for her fame and emotional
He's like a
build.
straight dude though. He don't give me like a he'll be into men. He
And
give
that's the
me
thing. They saying dude got a whole second family, a girlfriend, a baby. And the girlfriend's threatened to put it out that all this is just a lie and for TV. I mean, for TikTok, just for the votes. It's just
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
Back into this story is really weird. And then I really hope it's not just skits because like it's so much into it right now that would be beneficial for a lot, both of them. But then I don't know. I don't know where to go. Nina 45.
Right.
This is all you. I don't know.
I mean, like that was I just wanted to bring them up because I know they were saying that this was a controlling situation. If you knew more about the situation, we just wanted to elaborate because it seems like Southern knows just about as much as I do about the situation. So, but it's interesting because I just wanted to see because I actually, lay up and I watched them today when I was at work. But I was working though. Never mind that part. And just because I was like, wow, this is interesting because you don't know which story to believe. It's like they have so many plots because Miss Netta is actually into it because people were talking about her skin with another TikTok who actually made a skit about Charles, your lunch is ready. And she was mad, like really mad. She caught the laws on this TikToker. Like, y'all, it's crazy.
And put out all his business on Front Street.
Oh yes, all his personal bed. Oh Lord, hurt the man's feelings. Jesus,
Hurt my
it's
feelings.
crazy. So I just wanted to know what y'all knew about that situation. So
yeah, so I don't know. That's a fine line from controlling to
crazy.
I don't know what it is, but more power to them and their
Exactly.
relationship. And if it works, it works. If it don't, then I guess you're
You
gonna
know what
find
to do.
somebody else to get the lunch ready for.
Right.
This ain't popping. All right, y'all. So that's gonna be the end of season 2, episode 6. And we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna give it a shout out. We're gonna go around the table. Nina 45, give me a shout.
Thank y'all for tonight, y'all. This is Nina 45, and I'm signing out. Y'all love yourselves, love God first, and God will teach you how to love you and everybody else. I'm out, y'all.
Amen.
And
In
it
this
is
day two
based
times.
give me a shout.
Yes. Yes, I want to end this live on this was really like one of the most emotional lives for me. I didn't cry now, y'all, but I did get a little emotional on some of the topics. But I just want to encourage everybody to make sure you're in control of any situation. You are in control of anything. Don't ever let a person think they're in control. And just stand on that. And I want to leave you all with that.
That is. And I'm your girl, Southern Aphrodite, bringing it to you live, raw, and full of effect. My advice on control is if you can't be in control, at least take out the batteries. Y'all come to visit us next time. We'll be back at it next week with another episode of Coffee Swap. We out.